Alrighty, so it's first impressions time. I just received in the mail my Red Dragon HEMA Dreadnought sparring gloves. Uh, there was a delay in getting them because they ran into some issue with the rivets, and my understanding is that they are sending them with a set of Chicago binding screw upgrades and nylon washers. So, we have a not packaged very well, but it doesn't really matter. So they have the upgrades here. Uh, Taped to them. I don't know if we're going to end up needing them. Their customer service said that it's not every single person that had the issue, so they're just sending them to everybody as a precaution. We shall see after a couple classes, and I'll give you my first impression. Yes, I'm not recording me opening. That's not interesting. I just want to do the first impression. So here we go. We have the right glove. I usually wear size medium to large in most gloves. So, for example, the HF Armory's gloves are a medium large for me, and they only had two sizes for these. They had the 13-inch and the 12-inch. I went with the 13-inch. So here's the glove itself. So far, yeah, it looks like the fingers are riveted in there. Pretty straightforward. It does remind me a little bit of a Red Dragon glove to begin with. It's not rated specifically for longsword at high intensities, other weapons primarily. So it's very thin. Um, I'm assuming it needs to be broken in. Some gloves, modern gloves, don't need to be broken in as much. So I am getting some resistance when closing my hand. Let's see if I have a sword. It looks like things are mostly covered. Holding in the sword. Generally, the hot spots, other than where you're not protected, the sword kind of seeks those out. But normally the hot spots are on the sides of the thumb here, and then of your non-dominant hand, this pinky protection. Given how much the protection actually floats in the hand being open and closes, I feel like this might be okay. But again, this is very thin. It feels very light, so much so than regular gloves, and it almost feels like there's some spring to the underglove. I will give these a more thorough use in a couple classes, and we'll go from there. Uh, for some reason, they just feel really big. I don't know. I'll have to get out my Pro Gauntlets and compare, but as initial impression, um, for the price, I think uh, these are somewhere around $100 something, so they are cheaper than other options. And the underglove does seem well made, and it does have ventilation. We'll see how well the rivets hold up, as well as the strapping that connects the fingers to the glove itself. So, like, just to kind of show you, here we go, the pinky. So I'm not really too concerned. So then that's what it would look like. Closing a sword on it. Yeah, let's open up the other one here. All right. I made some nice choices with the wrist protection, and the underglove has that like Red Dragon padding. The knuckles at least seem very well protected. So strapping them up and tightening them is pretty easy. I'm just going to grab my indoor sword trainer. Putting them on seems pretty straightforward. They slip right on. Yeah, so you can kind of see. Mobility feels really good. Like I said, my only concern is with this size. I feel like I was a little bit between sizes. They definitely need to be broken in because I feel resistance when trying to close the hand. That's my initial impression. I will report back when I have a chance to spar with them and put them through their paces, but you know, they are not advertised as a high intensity longsword glove. You know what? Let me see if a rapier here. So this is a Pike Armory rapier, and it's definitely not going to fit into this rapier guard at all. But obviously, rapier does not need gloves that protective. This is a one-take show, so I didn't prepare what I'm saying in advance. This is my Beer City Blades saber. Fits perfectly fine, plenty of room. So for saber, possibly a good option. And I'm a longsword guy, so I don't have too much other than a saber and a single rapier to try with. But I'll be passing them around for other people to try. So if you have impressions yourself, let me know.